replay analysis of Amaterasu, and he is a silver 2 player. Okay, he goes Dark Steel 3 pots. Do you have an AD? Nope. It's 10 magic pen. Not sure what his runes are exactly. But no AD, he just has straight up AP, so that's fine.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Looks like they're invading. Nothing's really gonna happen here.
Minions have spawned.
Okay. So you guys saw them at bottom, so I'll suggest you take this time to like start autoing the wave so that you can get ahead. You should start autoing so that you can hit level 2 faster. Alright, we'll see how they go. You see how Ari is already autoing? You could have had somewhat of a lead if you autoed a little bit sooner, but your wave is still pushing in, so that's good. I like the Q on Ari. I like that you're harassing early. I like that. It's good that you're zoning her out. I'm not sure where exactly she's going, but you are definitely going to hit level 2 first. So try to set that up. Okay, wait, Ari's just not even there. What the fuck? Okay, so you had 2. Who's their jungler? Graves. Okay, you can assume that he started bot side. So where is he right now? Okay, he's gonna move up to the top side jungle because he started bot first. Oh okay, wait. All right. All right. Let me see that. Let me see that all in real quick. So you threw a Q. Okay, first of all, that was very dangerous. Very dangerous because you threw the Q at her. You see how you threw the Q at her? And she just hit 2 actually. So you should have somewhat seen that coming. Somewhat should have known that she was gonna level up very soon because she was still level 1 and she would have charm. You threw your Q. At this point she's level 2. You can either choose to outplay or just step off, but you chose to go in, and the thing is you didn't play the outplay right. So first of all, when you throw the Q at her, the dagger is gonna bounce pretty far. If you wanted to take advantage of her being low, you could have potentially bounced it on the minions and try to hit her instead, but you threw it at her. It bounces far and it bounces very close to the tower, but you decided to go for this anyway. So let's see how you could have outplayed this. You see how you went in, right? The moment this happens, you shouldn't move back towards the lane because obviously that's where she's gonna throw her charm. You want to move in a very weird direction so that you don't get, you know, predicted or it's not as obvious. And I think the best place to have juked her skill shot is probably downwards, like right here. So you go in and you juke. It's really weird if she throws her charm this way. Like it wouldn't really happen. It's not like a lot of people throw their skill shots like in that direction, especially when you're up front and the lane is kind of like diagonal this way. She's obviously gonna throw it diagonally towards you as well. So yeah, see, the moment you walk this way, she actually hit the charm. You should have walked this way and you would have juked it. But overall, that was very risky. And you ended up flashing, so that's also pretty bad. Can't really get money for anything. Feels bad. Probably just walk back to lane. You got a ward. That's good. That's good. Alright, so make sure that the moment you get into lane that you try to find an opportunity to actually put down your ward. I would assume you would put it down on the top side, because if you see now, Graves is actually doing red because he started bot. So Ari's staying. She's kind of You still have ignite. Oh god, wait, what's going on? So you have a lot of minions, so you want to just farm this out right now. Okay, you can potentially go in on that. You can go in on that, yeah. Alright, you messed up a bit here. So, okay, first of all, you can tell that she's not that mana healthy. So, if she hits you with the charm and hits you with the Q, she's down to like 100 mana and she can't really use much. And then she uses her W, and then she takes tower aggro. So the moment you saw her take aggro and the moment you threw out the dagger, you should have known that the dagger was gonna land right there. That's one thing you should do as a Katarina player. You should know where your daggers are gonna land. And the moment you throw it, it should already be in your head. Like, you should already be able to picture where the dagger is gonna land. So, because you hesitated there a little bit, ain't going as early, but you went in, still got the Shimpo, still got the auto, still got the spin damage off. But the thing is here, you shouldn't have W'd, because the moment you W, she's still running away. So you're not gonna hit her with this at all. She'll still running back. So what you had to do here was you had to go in, just keep autoing her, and the moment you have your Shimpo up again, you E behind her and then you W. And that's how you get the most damage off. You could potentially throw out an ignite, and if she flashes, you can E onto her afterwards. That was just a missed opportunity for a better trade. Even potentially a kill. But the thing is, like, she is still very pushed up. So you have all your abilities and you have ignite. You should just E onto her right here. You still have to keep into account the Graves, but Ahri is pretty low on mana, so she can't really do much. If you go in on her with your EW and Graves comes out, you can immediately E back anyway. Where is Graves? Alright, Graves is top anyway. Oh, you guys have an Ezreal top. That's fun. But yeah. You have all your skills up. The moment you have all your skills up, you could just go in. Because she's She's so pushed up right now. Yeah, there you go. And ignite. Shaco probably didn't have to take that. Oh my god, are you inting here? Alright, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's terrible. That's actually terrible. Okay, but the moment I think you could have played this a little better, EW, you should have moved up. Like, don't just sit there. So like, let me slow this down for you. Okay, so you're about to go in. Alright, EW. The fact that you're just standing here instead of slowly walking towards Ahri so that you can hit a max range spin, that's an issue. That was the problem here. I mean, you still killed her anyway, but potentially you didn't have to ignite. See how like you just stand there and you're not actually like moving towards her so that you can throw out a max range spin. Instead, you move down here too, which is another issue. And you end up not hitting. It was like barely there. If you stood on the edge of that circle, you would have hit her. And then you Q. And then you ignite. And then you run it down mid. What? Why would you do this? Alright, first of all, I understand that he took your kill. This might be a normal game, whatever. But let's see what happens when you do that. So Ahri gets a pretty big wave. She's coming back, and I believe she's walking back to lane now, or she should be. She gets a big, nice fat wave, and you miss all the CS over here. You're still level 3. Off of this, Ahri's probably gonna hit level 5. So you're gonna be level 4, and now you're just gonna be behind, and I don't know what to say. I don't like when people do that. Chaos Sync shouldn't even be a thing in this game. Kill is a kill. Whatever. You get a kill, you can still you still get a lot of advantages off of any kind of kill. Just saying. Now Ahri's gonna hit level 5. Right? And now you're a full level behind because you did that shit. So don't do that shit first of all, please. God damn. Alright. What does she have? Lost a chapter. It's okay if you get hit. Okay, nice. Okay, that's fine. As long as you have some pots. Yeah, as long as you have some pots, that's pretty good trade. Now you just want to wait for all your skills to come back up. Ooh, you could have jumped on her there. Oh, but it was risky. It was definitely risky. So it's nice that you didn't go for that. Oh, you could have dodged that a little better. You could have probably moved to the right or something. Yeah. Like that return Q should have been dodged. Ari didn't even move to try to hit it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Let me see if you could have done anything there. Okay, so the moment you saw Ali, you know he wanted to go in. So here, what you could have done is you could have just popped your W and just like get the Shunpo reset real quick. Oh, maybe you did have it. Wait. Did you have it? Because if you did, you could have completely followed that up. Okay, 9, 8, 7. No, you actually don't have it. Yeah. See how you have 3 seconds up for Shunpo? You could have, if you saw Ali coming, you should have thrown your W, get the Shunpo reset so that you can actually follow up. But Ali shouldn't have went in for that. That was really stupid of him. So now you're 2 levels behind. Pretty unfortunate right now. So pretty much at this point you just kind of want to farm. If you jump in on her at all, she has a lot of ways to gap close you. You gotta be 100% that you can run. And you just saw Blitz there. So yeah, just more incentive to play safe. Shaco's coming. Oh. You were in a pretty good spot until you got hit by that Q. So you're almost level 5. Damn. Again, you could have followed that up. You had what? Yeah. See, like the moment you could have done anything here. You could have W'd, E Q'd or something. You could have like E W Q'd. She was super low, and you would have gotten Thunderlords off regardless with an E auto and a Q. So yeah, you could have potentially got the kill there, but you weren't really paying attention to the Shaco gank. Oh my god, Blizz does have smite. He's trying to cheese. Okay, so you're just farming. There's a few people mid. Wait for the wave to come up. Graves can potentially just like E auto. Oh, but Ali comes in. Okay. Okay. EW. Damn. Alright, let me see if I would have done that differently. Okay. So one thing I would have done here is I would have immediately EWQ to the Graves. And then what that does is it sets up 2 daggers instead of 1. And for that, when you Q Graves here, you actually also set up a dagger on Blitz. But instead you waited to get into range and you just only placed 1 dagger. So potentially if you EWQ to the minion, you would have placed a Q dagger near Blitz, and that would have been better. But here you're level 5, he's level 4. He has smite. So the moment your Shunpo came up, you should have EW'd and just try to keep fighting him. On top of that, your ulti was almost up. So if Ali potentially got like 1 minion, you would have hit 6 and potentially would have been able to ulti him as well. So you have a 1100 gold. You should just get this back. Okay, I'm not sure what you're getting here. Me personally, I would get Xerxes. You decided to get Cutlass. Just a note, Cutlass Revolver deals more damage at 6. compared to Cutlass. And also, on top of that, if you wanted more damage, Revolver would have been better at level 6. Cutlass is only good for the longswords early. The overall item is not that strong. Okay, yeah, don't be afraid to walk up right here. Just make sure you don't get hit by REQ. Okay. Okay, so Blitz is just chilling mid, which is weird. I would say just let them just kind of sit around and wait for help, because Blitz is wasting a lot of time. Where's Callista? Okay. Okay, this is good. This is good. Yeah, okay, yeah. You messed up somewhere there. Hold on, let me show you. So let's see, does Ali have... He has headbutt. I don't know why he didn't use it. He just decided to run. Well, I mean, I guess he was dead anyway. But the thing is, you shouldn't have ultied here. You should just queued and kind of waited it out and see. If anything, you should have focused one person. So here you could have definitely killed Blitz. Blitz was super low. So there you could have done that. Just the fact that you split your damage between the two. You ulted, and then you canceled your ult just to queue Ahri. And, like, you could have queued Blitz just to kill him. And then maybe jump on Ahri afterwards. But instead, you get absolutely nothing. So all your abilities are up. You can go in. Yep. E W Q E W Q. Nice. Good shit. W. Oh man, you could have actually helped this guy out, dude. So okay. E W E Q. Okay, and then you E W Q again, right? Here, you see Graves trying to commit, right? This is when you throw out your W. You throw out your W so that if he gets close to it, you can re-engage, and that's what you could have done. Instead, you decided to run away and not help Shaco at all. You should have just W'd, and if Graves just committed, you eat back to the W dagger, and then you Q, and then you throw out your combo. I think you guys could have potentially picked this guy up. This guy has... like no like defensive stats, so yeah, you definitely could have. Okay. Looks like, are you gonna try to go for this guy? One auto. Rip. Did you have ulti? You had ulti. Or did you? Maybe not. Yeah, you didn't have ulti yet. See, I think if you had Revolver there, you would have probably killed him. I don't know if you used your Cutlets exactly either. But yeah. Revolver would have killed him probably. So, let's see. So you're level 7, Ahri's level 8. Make sure you keep track of Ahri here. Graves is top. Ahri could potentially be top as well to try to help. You also see Bakane jumped on, that's good. Okay, so here you're looking to either go to Dragon or just pressure mid because you don't know exactly where Ahri is. It'd be nice if your team actually went for Dragon. I'm not sure why you're going for the blue. Maybe because Ahri's taking it. But honestly, blue doesn't matter to you at all. You should be pressuring this tower right here. I don't think you're gonna get anything out of this unless they like monkey. Yeah, you don't want to go into that. So basically you wasted so much time. Oh. Wait. Okay, he's monkeying. Okay. Q. Q. I believe you're dead. Wait. I think you could have definitely played that fight better. Okay, so you saw Graves coming, which was weird. First of all, I would have probably suggested you to just keep shoving in mid. And then once Graves shows here, that's when you go react. Just the fact that you were anticipating that Ari was there, and that's good. But you made the wrong move to react. You should have just kept pressuring mid to force her back. Now, like, you don't really get anything out of just leaving mid lane, and you just wasted your time just walking around. So then you saw Graves. Ari was already visible. If you wanted to just, well, you should have thrown your Q. You didn't need to completely like run out of the W there. You could have just like anticipated the charm and just kind of like move around it so that you could pick it up again. That's one thing you could have done, and then Q onto Graves and try to kill him, but potentially you could have died afterwards. Another thing you could have done was on the Graves, you could have just thrown out your Q and try to bait out something and just wait for Shaco to go in. You didn't need to go in so early. Shaco was already trying to go in anyway. So remember that when you go into multiple people, you gotta ask yourself if, you know, you're the, are you, should you actually be the first one going in? Can someone else go in for you, you know? So that's probably what you should have thought of. But now you don't have any Shumpo resets. You got the ulti off. Here, you made the wrong move. You probably should have, the first thing you should have done was Q Ari. The first thing you should have done was Q Ari, because the moment you Q Ari, the dagger was gonna bounce actually where she dashed, so it would have landed honestly around here, and you would have been able to get a Shumpo off and pretty much kill her. Don't tunnel on the EWQ combo. I used to do that, but it's not always optimal. Actually, starting off with your Q to reset is actually faster, and when you E first, it's mainly for the displacement. So yeah, if you should have Q'd Ari first and then E'd onto her, and then you have a Shumpo reset. I believe you Eat W'd, so at this point you should probably just run. What you could have done here was you could have potentially flashed onto the dagger instead and try to kill Jax that way. That also could have worked instead of flashing away. Ezreal should be able to get this person. Come on. Come on. Rip Ezreal. Okay, let's see what you get here. So I would get Revolver or Sork Shoes. So you get Sork Shoes. That's good. I like that buy. You also had enough money for like a ward, and I like to pick up refills as well. If you have the little extra money, getting refill is also good. Okay, so you go back mid. Here you just want to shove it out as much as you can. Okay, let's see the XP difference. So you're actually ahead in the XP just a bit. It's gonna be even after she gets that wave. So you don't have a ward. Trying to fish for something to happen here. Honestly, what you should be doing is you should just be using your trinket ward. Oh. Well, you don't have your trinket ward up, so just pretty much just stay mid and just farm it up till something looks like something can happen. Here's it there, and so is Blitz. Jesus. Oh. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I think he could have killed both of them actually. Okay. The moment I would have known. Alright, first she missed the charm, right? She goes for that second one. Out of just either here, out of just like QE'd or ulted or something, because she was gonna die. 100%. Here, instead of ulting straight up out of QE'd, and then potentially go on the blitz afterwards. But I know Graves is also around. Graves is not even around. You could have killed both of them. They're so overextended. You could have jumped on the blitz right after too. I think you were too scared of the hook, but honestly, like, the hook wasn't really gonna do anything if Ari missed everything and used everything anyway. What's Blitz's items? He is going somewhat AP, so I guess you should be kind of scared. But damn, that was complete misplay on their part. Like, Ari shouldn't have done that. So you see something might happen up here. So yeah, you go for it. Okay. You should get up a little closer. What is Jax's items? It's not too scary. Oh my god. Okay, wait. So in that last skirmish, there's one setup you could have potentially have done. So you have all your abilities up now. So what you should have done here, well, you did get blinded by the Graves. That's fine. What you wanted to do here was, as soon as Jax stunned, you could have thrown a Q and W. So the moment you throw a Q, it's gonna land here, and you're gonna have two daggers set up right here, right? If he gets too close and he jumps or whatever, you could jump in and try to deal damage, and then once he runs, you still have that other Q as well. As long as your team was willing to, turn with you, you could have potentially killed this guy, because he could only do single target at that point. You do have Cutlass. You have kind of have everything up. Exhaust was on him as well. Got this Jax fucked up too. But yeah. So you got a revolver, that's good. Okay, so you see shit happening mid. Let's take a look at bottom. Nothing's really happening bottom, it's a complete farm fest, so it's fine. See Ari over there. You probably could have killed her there, actually. Hold on. So she is walking way too close, right? Should have Gunblade. I don't know, Cutlass, EW. You're trying to avoid the charm so hard that it's like actually fucking up your combos. You shouldn't throw your ulti like that. Especially if you know she has her charm up. So you should just set up your combo, wait for her to charm, and then jump on her right afterwards after you get this W reset. Because you do a lot more damage than her. Even if you took a charm, like, look how much damage you took. So, even if the dagger wasn't set up properly, you could have just eat onto her and ulted and ignited, and you probably would have killed her. But yeah, Blitz is still mid again. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, going. Nice. And then Q, and then E. Nice. Yeah, as soon as Ari threw out the charm, you went in. That was good. You could potentially have pushed the next wave as well. Where's Graves? Yeah, you could have definitely pushed in the next wave. Just to make Ari lose more CS and you get more. You have 95. Getting a ward would be nice here. We didn't get a ward. Let's look at bot lane. Oh god, Jax got a fucking double. That's gonna be a little annoying later. Okay. Graves is bottom. So at this point you should know that you can pretty much fuck Ari like really hard. So it looks like you're anticipating it. If you think Blitz was coming in, then you shouldn't really go in, because like he has definitely been mid all game. And then nice. Yeah. So you're taking advantage of the fact that Ari's like super squished now. That's good. Now you wanna just shove in mid. I don't think you can actually get anything here. Let's see if you do though. Okay. E. Damn. I don't think that was worth it completely. I guess getting the kill was fine, but you lose your mid tower. You die to blitz, and they already took the bot tower. So they basically took 2 towers, and you basically got 1 kill. So I don't think it was completely worth it. It's weird because like usually if you just walk out of the mid lane like that when the minions are there, they should see it coming. Graves shouldn't have been overextended, which is weird. I normally wouldn't go for a kill like that. I normally wouldn't go for a roam like that because I know that if they saw me, they would back up. I would keep pressuring the mid lane. Especially if Draven was there, you could have probably killed him as well. Okay, so let's see what you decide to get. I think you're going for Zanya's. Okay, so basically what your objective now is you want to get these 2 towers and you want to focus Dragon. Top looks really hard to get just because Jax is like really strong. So just try to get the towers. You guys are gonna focus drag. This getting this tower is not gonna be productive at all. They're just gonna come in and you're just gonna. Oh, wow. Wait. Okay, wait. Yeah, you fucked that up pretty hard. You have all your abilities up. 5, 4. No, you don't. So you have Q. Oh yeah, you didn't have your W up at the beginning of that, so yeah, you just kind of fucked yourself there a little bit.
Red team double kill.
But yeah, like I said, going for this is not worth it. Look how much damage you got on the tower. You got about 400, 500-ish. Yeah. So, if you're gonna get 200 and get double killed for it, is not completely worth. You should have gone bottom, helped him, and then help him get this. It would have been a lot safer. It would have been a lot more guaranteed. And now Jax gets top tower because Ezreal cannot handle the Jax. And here you go mid lane. You are getting Zanya's, which is fine. Definitely should have helped taking the outer towers. Outer towers are the easiest ones to get. Okay. Shove this out. Oh my god, kill this guy. What is he doing? Okay, now go bottom. Unless you want to kill this guy. Oh my god. Okay, you didn't have ulti. Whatever, that's fine. Okay, so you have ulti in 14. Very soon. You have it now. I don't know why that Graves stays. Well, it's good that you got him though. But yeah, you should really be playing around bottom. Kalista. Good shit. Ali's trying to solo Jax. Ezreal died here too. Yeah, they should stop trying to like go for this Jax. He's just way too strong right now. Especially if it's just 2 people. Like you need to bring like 3 people for this guy. And Cat especially. You could be going top here. Nah, maybe not. You have Zanya's? You actually do have Zanya's. Nice. Alright. Alright, yeah, go for the flank on this dude. So you wanna Gunblade. Okay, that's fine. Good job. Now let's see. Jax is dead, Draven's dead. So get your team and help push down that bot wave. Help push down that bot tower. That's what you need the most. You're gonna come mid here, maybe try to kill Ahri. You could have definitely thrown out a combo on her. Even if you get hit by Charm at this point, it really doesn't matter. You have Zanya's. She's not gonna insta kill you. She has Morello and not even a finished Ludens. But you guys decided to push mid here, and I'm gonna assume that you guys can't because you guys don't really have the comp to do it. Blitzcrank is flanking. Ali is diving. you should be backing. You should be able to see Blitz right here and just play around the Kalista right now. Should be pinging. Okay, so yeah. See what happens? You see what happens when you just go for just like a mid tower blindly? You shouldn't be doing that. You see how like much outside this tower is? It's a lot safer for you guys to go for those like that. And on top of that, when you're here, you need to ward your sides. And you gotta make sure you do it safe. But you blindly just kind of pushed, and it really didn't get anything accomplished. So I don't know what I mean, I'm just gonna assume they're gonna push down mid just because like that's just the thing to do, I guess. Are they baroning? They're not baroning. Okay, let's see. I'll assume you're gonna get Blasting Wand. Yep. Okay, so Dragon is coming up, so make sure you fight for that. Is that Infernal Drag? Yeah, it's Infernal Drag. So Alistar is still staying with Kalista, which is weird. Alistar should be roaming. Okay, good job. Yeah, that was actually really nice. You knew you were able to pretty much one-shot Draven, so you went for it, even though they had CC. Which is weird, because that's the time where you shouldn't really go in, because they have CC. Like, that's the feeling you should get. But if you know your damage, you could go in. Other times, when you go in on Ahri, you're so afraid to get charmed. It makes no sense. But, yeah, so you push down this mid tower. 3 of them are dead, and you get bot as well. Just gotta make sure you rotate down. You guys... Okay, you guys get the graves. Alright, that's good. And yeah, you get both towers. That's really nice. Now you guys can get Infernal Drag. I hope Ezreal does... Oh no, Ezreal's fucked. God damn. Ezreal top. That's his fault. That is his fault. Alright. So you get voice staff, now you go. Okay, wait for his counter to go off. Okay, still got the key dagger off, nice. Alright, now you guys should be focusing on getting this dragon. Because Infernal Dragon's really nice. And the moment you get dragon means that there's really nothing for them to do at the bottom side, so then you can start pressuring top side and try to get this tower. But I don't think that's the case here. Try to flash him for the Draven here. Yeah, it's not gonna work out. Now Graves gets the Infernal Drag. I believe he soloed it. Oh, just kidding. Yeah, but you guys should have definitely kept Dragon warded. That was probably Alistar's job. Even so, you have 2 trinkets up. You should probably have done it as well. Okay, so you guys are going for this weird mid push again. But honestly, if you guys really wanted to, no shit. Okay, Q, and then E, and then nice. Draven's over there, so is Jack, so that's a little scary. Probably shouldn't go. Yeah, just the fact that you walked around here made it so that Jax can just kind of... He can just kind of jump on you and like you're just out of position there. Now they get Baron off this. They better go to Baron. Oh my god. Okay, so no Baron for them. Just terrible. Because that was the freest Baron ever. So yeah, they decided to just push mid, which is good for you guys. Trickle coming in hot. Ezreal is completely useless. Okay, so you have GA now. Honestly, don't think GA was a good build here. The reason why is because I haven't been seeing any team fights. GA specializes in team fights, but I've seen you trying to pick people off more or less. And you want to use GA when you gotta, if anything, if you have GA, you gotta coordinate your team to fight. But the times you fight is probably like those times when Dragon is up or Objective is up or something. You guys are pushing something together, but you guys are honestly just running it down mid, and it doesn't get anything accomplished. Like, you gotta probably push out that wave real quick and just have it push even further. But yeah, this top tower is completely isolated at top. You should probably ward around here because there's nothing for you to do bot anymore. You got all the towers and there's literally nothing. So ward up the top side jungle and just get this. If you guys were all top, Graves would be 100% dead. Okay, don't use any abilities, that's good. Okay. Yeah. So it's just one of those games where like you think you could just run it down mid just to win it, but it's not the case. Especially if you're 23 kills out of the team and you die, then there's so much pressure off their team. So you really shouldn't make solo plays like that. Like, alright, let's take you out of the picture here. You have a 0-9 Ali, a 6-8 Shaco, a 2-10 Ezreal, and a 7-5 Kalista. You think they can deal with the 15-6 Jax? Not at all. So you gotta try your best not to die here, and don't monkey. Okay, so you're getting another... I think you're getting a Abyssal here. Oh. Okay, so Baron should be warded. Try to get that shit warded. Nope. So yeah, the objective control in this game is completely off. But yeah, I believe now they can just like run it down. Maybe you guys can do something with this if you guys just shove bottom at this point. Yeah, just go bottom. Because honestly, like, this is what you wanted, right? You wanted your team to walk up and try to fight. Well, this is here you have it. So Blitz hooked already. Ahri already charmed. Jax is here. And you guys are all dead. I believe you guys just lose here. Yep. Alright. Oh. Alright, so let's recap. So Gunblade first item, I think in laning phase, you did fine overall. You know, that level 1 was pretty bad. You're very afraid of the charm for some reason, and like it's okay to get hit by charm as long as you know you're somewhat ahead, or like when you know that she wants to charm you gotta make sure that you make the right moves to dodge it. So like when you place a dagger near that tower early, you should have juked a little better and you probably would have won out on that trade. You probably should have back, reset a little bit, wait for your skills to come up, and then you have a huge advantage there. So that's one way you could have played out the early levels. But overall, you went in on Ahri when she was like overextended, so that's good, and you were able to get a decent lead off of mid lane. That's fine. I do feel like sometimes you're better off just staying mid and just pushing the tower. But you know, a lot of times like enemy was overextending a lot for some reason, so I guess like roaming at that time is okay. Honestly, that shouldn't be happening. Honestly, the moment they see Katarina missing, they should just be backing. But you know, even so, like when you went 1-for-1 for that Graves and then Blitz killed you, that wasn't worth it because they were able to get 2 towers off that. You want to constantly be applying pressure to your mid lane as long as you know that the kills around the map aren't guaranteed. So there's that. Yeah, you got really fed, but you guys did not play around objectives at all. So like, you know, you guys could have played on Dragon. Katarina loves team fighting, and that's why the Katarina player needs to be able to play around objectives because you force enemy team into fights, and Katarina loves fighting, and you want the enemy team to fight you when you're strong. Mid game is probably the best time to do it. You see how there was like the tower is still up here, and Kalista ended up getting it eventually, but you kept pushing in like into this mid tower, and you were getting nothing accomplished. You're barely hitting the tower. You need Kalista to actually hit the tower for you if you want to do that. So just look out for the people on your team. Kalista is the only one that can really hit the tower safely. I mean, Ezreal can too, but he was too busy getting shit on top. Kalista is basically the only one that can hit tower, so you want to kind of push towers only when Kalista is around. If Kalista's not around and it's just you and Ali, yeah, maybe you can get a kill like under tower or whatever, but you know, they can always react and fuck you up as well. So you gotta consider all possibilities, and if you add all those possibilities together, the safest choice is to just push out the outer towers because they're really safe. Especially like within mid towards the late game. Because, you know, they're not gonna push out that far. On top of that, Dragon was up a lot, but you guys didn't really focus the Dragon. You guys should be focusing the Dragons more. After a certain point, everything was gone here. Yet, you guys still played around, like, mid and bot, which made no sense. Because the only time you can pressure them at this this bottom side is, you know, trying to get these 2 towers. Because Dragon's not here, their buffs weren't up, or whatever. But, yeah, you're not gonna fight them in their base. That's completely a safe situation for them. That's what they want. That's what they want if they turtle. So if you move top lane, it gives them less incentive because, first of all this isn't gonna be warded. If you warded like completely around jungle and you just focus on top side, you would have probably gotten like 2 free towers potentially. And if anything, you could have dove in with your team. A 15-6 Jax is not something you can deal with by yourself. You need your team to be able to kill this guy, and you were definitely strong enough to do it. I don't agree with that GA buy at all. I think the GA was pretty unnecessary because when it popped over here, you end up just dying anyway right afterwards. So you wanted more damage to pretty much be able to nuke Jax as fast as you can, and that's what you wanted to do. Jax is the only real threat on their team. Or someone that like your team can't really deal with 100%. You could have baited in Jax with Zhonya's or whatever, but that's in an ideal team fight. You guys did not team fight at all. So you guys never really grouped. You guys never really grouped to like push anything, and that's why. That's why you weren't able to win this and carry this, because Katarina thrives off of team fighting and grouping with your team mid to late game, but you did not do that. You did not coordinate with your team. Instead, you decided to run mid, you decided to dive, you decided to try to get kills, but that doesn't work. You get the kills, but the problem is you're going to die for it, and when you die, it puts so much pressure off of them, and they can get a lot more than what you got, which is 1 kill. So yeah, keep that in mind. Play around objectives. I would have gotten death cap somewhere along. I honestly, against this team, I wouldn't have gotten Zhonya's, but it's honestly preference. Zhonya's is always kind of useful, but you need... I mean, okay, builds whatever. But personally, I would have went Rally's second. I really like Gunblade Rally's. I think it's the most consistent build you can go. So, like, Gunblade Rally's into Void Staff would be the most consistent. And then after that, maybe like Death Cap or maybe Zhonya's after that, you know. I would not get GA 4th item, especially when you know your team's not team fighting, because that's when you want to build GA. You want to build GA like that. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Good game. You did get fed, but sadly, your team and you didn't take the right steps to win it, and that was the issue. You have to analyze your team, you have to analyze their team, and you got to learn how to adapt and play around both teams. So, yeah, make sure you go beyond the fact that you're just a fed cat and the only win condition you have is just to kill things. No, that's not it. So, yeah. Good game, good game.